Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. My name is Cristina Revalo. I'm a sugar paste modeling artist, a teacher, a coach for cake artists, Cake Friends Day creative community manager, award winning cake decorator, and representative of international cake competitions. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are a cake artist, a cake enthusiast, or a baker who is seeking some help, in anything related to your time management, social media management, setting your goals for yourself or your business, your mindset towards your business, or even a few hints of how to be part of the international cake community, cake collaboration, and cake competitions, you are in the right place. So, welcome to today's episode. Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome back to another episode of the Art Cake Coach. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so thankful that you're still here with me and so thankful for all your support and all your feedbacks of this new project of mine that is growing very dear to me. And I'm so happy that you're there and that you're listening and that you have been so supportive of me. Thank you so much. And my only idea, my only wish is that this podcast is of help and entertaining and has important information for you, my sweet friends of our cake community. Last episode I talked about cake collaborations, and I gave you some information. I talked about what it is, why participating, how to participate. I left you with the links for groups to participate in. But I didn't want to make the episode too long, so I decided to divide it in two. So today we're going to be talking about steps to participate in a cake collaboration successfully, and maybe how to create or manage your own. So that's what we will be talking here today. Just a quick reminder that this episode is brought to you thanks to the Art Cake School, my online school that is open for enrollment, and you have three plans to participate. I will be leaving the links to how to enroll in this class, in this online school, here in this episode. I also want to refer to my cake communities, both Cake Friends Stay Creative and the Art Cake Coach Facebook group that is open for you to be part of and to participate with a beautiful community in all tips and tricks for a good relationship with your cake business, about time management, about social media, about setting goals, and many other things. Also, I want to invite you to be part of my family on YouTube. Do have a YouTube channel with tutorials for you, and I would love if you can just go there and check it out. I will be leaving the links here. It's called the Art Cake Experience channel. And like I said, I have tutorials about sugar paste modeling, gelatin art, and many other things that you can check it out there. I actually have one episode on my YouTube channel about cake collaboration, so you might want to check that out as well. And just to remind you that this podcast is for you, is just me behind the microphone. So I would love if you can share it, if you can subscribe and follow this podcast on either Anchor or on Spotify. And if you could take the time to leave me a star review, I will truly appreciate it, because that will place this podcast as in the statistics in a good place, so people will listen more to it. So thank you so much. And now let's dig into what we are here for. So you heard everything about a cake collaboration, and now you want to participate. You already enroll in one of these amazing groups that host the cake collaborations, or either in my cake collaboration or in Sugar Mad or Cake Friends Stay Creative, and you decided that yes, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to do it. I'm going to participate. Okay, where do we start? And this is what I want to talk today about, because as a curator of a cake collaboration, as a manager that I've been behind the scenes, I know how important it is for our members to have things very clear, very organized. I know how important it is for us as managers to be there and to be available as much as our cake artists need us to be. But it's important that you, as a cake artist, have things very clear before participating. So you want to participate. What do you do? The first thing that usually you do when you get into a cake collab is to choose an inspiration. What's that, Christina? What are you talking about? But usually the managers of the groups or the curators of the collabs, like me and my friends that have been in that position, will create an album, a visual album, like pictures and images on the group. These groups are private groups created sorry created on Facebook to manage the collaboration. It's not public, it's just for the members that are going to participate. It's usually hidden so nobody will find it. It's very, very close, I mean, very private. So if you're part of it, make sure you bookmark that group on your Facebook so you will know how to find it again. Okay. Now, you choose an inspiration from this visual board that we share in our groups. Imagine you're part of my. I'm going to be talking about my reference as a manager of the Harry Potter cake collaboration of 2021. So I create an album with different inspirations, things that I thought it will be interesting for my people or my cake artists to choose from. Usually people go through that. You, as an artist, you go through that and you choose an inspiration. What happens is sometimes people choose an inspiration and they copycat that inspiration. My recommendation is it's an inspiration, okay? It's a reference image. You don't have to recreate that image exactly as you see it. You can be creative with that image unless the rules of the collaborations say otherwise. So you choose the inspiration. I talked about rules. Yes, we have a lot of rules on cake collaborations. And the first thing you have to do after choosing the inspiration is go to the rules. Make sure you read all those rules and you understand what is asked from you. If you're not sure, if you do not understand, if there's something that you're not really comfortable with, talk to the manager of the cake collaboration, because that way things will be clear. And at that point, you can decide either if you're going to move on and participate or not. There are some people that just don't apply to the rules, or they just don't feel comfortable with some rules of some collaborations, so they decide to step out, which is fine. Okay, but it's very important that you do this in the first stage of the collab, because the manager of the collaboration is going to be counting on you, is going to be counting on your work, and if you stepped out at the end of the collab, it's not nice. So choose an inspiration, go through the rules. After you have everything clear and you decide, this is what I want to do, I'm definitely going to participate, this is my inspiration. Now you have to sit down and start the creative part. And besides choosing an inspiration or a good inspiration to participate on a cake collaboration, choosing the right materials and the right products to work with is also essential. So today I'm very happy to announce, I'm so excited to talk about this new partnership that I have with Saracino Dolce and their free monthly magazine, We Love Pastry. They are now part of the Art Cake Coach. I truly, truly recommend their products because I use their products. What my go-to product for my modeling pieces on a cake collaboration is their pasta model. Comes in different colors. It's great to use. It's easy to use. It has a great result. It's not too dry. It's not too soft. For me, is the perfect blend to work on modeling. And of course, you have available their free monthly magazine called We Love Pastry. You can download it for free. I'm going to be leaving the links here. Don't worry about it. I'm going to be leaving you the link of the May issue, the latest issue, but you can have it every month. And in each of their magazines are so many beautiful tutorials and very talented artists from around the globe sharing their expertise. You will be truly inspired. So I recommend you to stay tuned and keep downloading this free magazine every month. Thank you so much, magazine We Love Pastry magazine and Saracino Dolce for being part of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Now, you have settled your inspiration. You have chosen the materials that you're going to use. Now, let's think about how you are going to approach to that inspiration. Appeal to your strength. Challenge yourself, but always appeal to what is your strength. You have to take in count how much time you have in order to complete the project. And if you have enough time, like my K collaboration, it's been going on. I mean, we are organizing this collab since the beginning of the year. That means that is a year and a half of time for thinking and creating a project. So maybe you can go, you can push your boundaries, you can go a little bit further, maybe try a technique that you don't know about. But if the collaboration is due in your deadline is due in 2 months, I highly recommend you to work on something that you're very comfortable with. For me, my go to is always modeling, sometimes painting because it doesn't take much time. So maybe I can transform their inspiration into a painted cake. Or I know people who work only, for example, with cookies. So they transfer their inspiration to a cookie as long as it's edible. My recommendation is taking count the time that you have before the deadline so you will know how to approach that inspiration and what kind of work to do. The second part that it's very important, and it's absolutely connected to this one, is to program your work. I always program backwards. Everything that I do, my classes, my online tutorials, everything that I do, I program backwards. And we can do a whole episode about this. But today I'm just going to share with you a very simple way to do it. So you have a deadline. The deadline should not be the deadline. Your deadline should be at least 15 days before that set deadline by the administrators of the group. Why? Because life happens. Maybe you get a last minute order or you have a trip or something happen and you cannot finish on time. So I always imagine that. Again, I'm going to talk about the Harry Potter cake collaboration. The deadline is on July 1st. So I will put my deadline on May 15th. I'm sorry, on June 15th. Could be May, why not? But on June 15th. That will give me 2 weeks in advance before the deadline. Okay. From that point, I will work sorry, backwards. If the deadline is on that day, when do I have to have, let's say, half of the piece done? When do I have to start my piece in order to have that? Where or when do I have to start buying the materials or sitting down to create my sketch of what I'm going to do? So go work backwards until the day that you have to sit down and think of your project. So you will know that by May 15th or June 15th, that piece is going to be done. I have another recommendation for you. Not only take pictures at the end of the process or at the end of the result of your piece, but take pictures of the process. Record the process because maybe a good tutorial can come out of that. Maybe an idea can come out of that. And you can share it later with your communities and with your friends and your supportives. And it's really nice. I made a piece for the first cake collaboration, Harry Potter cake collaboration. It was very small. There were only 15 of us, and it was created kind of last minute. But I did a painted piece on the Deadly Hollows and the story of the three brothers. And I recorded the whole process of the making of the painting and the making of the figure of death. I share it later and it was so good. It has so much conversion, that post. So also record the process. It could be fun. It could be good for you to go back later and check what you did, and maybe you can share it or even create a tutorial from that. At the end, when you finish your piece, when everything is done, it's absolutely important that you take good pictures of your piece. So choose usually the K collaboration managers or the curators will ask you in the rules to choose a plain background, either white, black, or gray. That will appeal better on the final pictures that we will share online on the social media, because usually we put a frame, or we embellish the post with, if it's Harry Potter again, with things related to Harry Potter. So if the background is too distracting, it will distract people from the look of your piece. So choose a plain background, a good lighting, okay? And for light, window. You don't have to buy expensive equipment. Just very simple way. Place your piece in front or next to a window so you will have a natural light. Try to make it during the day, of course, take the pictures during the day, and have one more source of light in the opposite side of the window. That way, you will have light from both sides of the piece and you will avoid shadows in the back. Black backgrounds work great with that. What I do is I have a piece of fabric that is black, and I just put it on top of a chair. I sit the piece in the base of the chair, and the chair is facing the window, so it will have natural light on it. Phones are great for taking pictures. I mean, don't stress yourself with finding a camera or taking professional pictures unless it's required by the K collaboration, and use your phone. You can edit it later on your phone. And now that I'm talking to you, I'm thinking that maybe we can do a whole episode about that. Actually, I'm thinking of doing a YouTube video about that, about how I take the pictures, how I edit it. They're not the best. I'm sure there are people who have even better pictures than me, but they work very good. They have good resolution. The good thing about having a good resolution picture is that later on it will be shared on magazines. And we will talk about that in just a second. So let's go back. Appeal to your strengths, okay, when you decide how to achieve or how to do your work. Program your work from your deadline. That doesn't have to be specifically the deadline of the K collab, but a little bit before, and program it backwards. Take good pictures, not only of the final project, but the whole process. That way, you will have extra material to share with your communities. And now we will talk about how to send your work, how to add your logo, and why some works are feature magazines and others don't. Now, you finish your piece, you took great pictures of it, uh, and you want to send your work. Okay, so usually what happens is in the rules of the K collaboration, there will be an email where you have to send everything. If you're going to send a lot of documents and a lot of files at the same time, I recommend to use a WeTransfer or a zip folder, because you don't want to make in the other end to the manager of the collaboration. You don't want to make things difficult. Another good thing is to name your pictures in the order that you want them. For example, if you have a picture that you consider should be the main picture, call that picture main picture. So the manager of the collaboration, the curator, will know that's the one that you want to showcase as a main picture of your work. Then to the other pictures are I usually add the name detail 1, 2, 3, and 4. In the rules they will tell you how many detail pictures are should be good for your album on the K collaboration. Some managers or some curators of the collabs will ask you to add a logo. There are programs online that you can use to add logos. I use Canva. It's very easy to just download your picture into Canva and add your logo, and then download it back into your computer. That's again for another episode. I can talk to you about how I use Canva. I think it will be better to do it on YouTube because it's a visual thing. But I truly recommend Canva. It's very good for making all of our visuals as cake artists, and I think for anyone. But it's very easy to use, very user friendly, so it won't be difficult for you to figure out how to add your logo. Another thing that I mentioned before, and this is very important, is a high resolution picture. On your phone or in your camera, choose high resolution to share your file because later on, magazines will ask the managers or the curators of the cake collaborations to send them the pictures of the participants of their collabs, right? Because we do talk to magazines in order for them to publish your work, the work of our artist, in future issues of the magazines. Some people sometimes get mad because my work was not shown, and I did such a great work, and it didn't come out in the article or in the review on the magazine. Sometimes is well, most of the time, I have to say, because I've been a cake collaboration manager, it's not our fault. We send everything to the magazines. So it could be happening two things. Either the magazine doesn't have enough space to showcase everyone. That happens. There are magazines there that showcase everyone. And I will be talking about those magazines later on. And I will be also sharing their links. And there are some other magazines that just showcase some work because they don't have space in their pages to showcase everyone. Like I said before, I mentioned the Saracino Dolce monthly magazine with Love Pastry. They showcase, for example, the people who use their products. So you can even add the logo of Saracino, and you can share on their social media that you use their products to create that piece, and they will share it in the magazine. But sometimes it's a matter of how the resolution of the picture is. If it's not high resolution, when they try to publish it in the magazine, they lose their appeal. I mean, visually they don't look good, so that's why they choose not to showcase some people's work. Is not because the work is not good, sometimes it's because the picture is not good. So pay a special attention to take your pictures on high resolution and to share it in a high resolution file. That's very, very important. And I know this episode has been a little bit longer than I used to, but I really want to give you as much information as I can in order to have a successful participation on a K collaboration. I can go back and review everything that we have talked about since last episode. We talk about, let's see, what is a cake collaboration, why participating, how to participate, the groups you can be part of to participate. Today, we've been talking about what to do, choosing an inspiration, choosing a good product to work with, appeal to your strength, program your work, taking a good picture. But at the end of the day, I don't want to scare you because I have given you a lot of information today. At the end of the day, it's all about pushing your limits, getting out of your comfort zone, and at the end, when they reveal that collaboration and you see your work next to amazing cake artists, and you're there, your picture's there, your face is there. It's the thrill of the days before, because we do a countdown like a week or a few days before, and then you share your profile picture with a picture related to the cake collaboration, and you change the banner of your Facebook page related to that cake collaboration, and there's this buzz that starts building around it, and everybody's like, whoa, what did she do? What is this person? Is she also participating? Then you see a famous name amongst the participants, and you're like, wow, this person is in the same collaboration that me. And then when all the projects come out, people are so supportive. We see each of the participants work, we leave nice comments, we share their work, praise them or on their achievements. It's very rewarding. So yeah, there's a lot of technicality and there's a lot of things to take in count. Be part of a group like the ones that I mentioned in the last episode is very important because they will take you by the hand and they will explain everything. It's very important that you have a very good manager in your cake collaboration. The person that is managing things is there for you. And if you are going to be a manager, be there for your people, be there for your artist, because sometimes I feel lost. Sometimes it's the first time they have done it and they have no idea. When you participate a lot, you already know it's automatic. I even have files already done with my bio, my pics, and everything that I sent automatically to a K collab. But when it's the first time, you don't know. You don't know if it's good enough, if it's going to fit in the theme of whatever you're doing. You feel insecure. So as a cake collaboration admin, be there for your people. Be nice to them. Be patient, be strict, have your rules. When people misbehave, because it happens, you have to, call their attention. Maybe some people will have to be out of the collab, but usually it's a very, very happy place. It's a very nice place. So, as a participant, push yourself, get out of your comfort zone, try to participate. It's a great experience, it's a very good sense of community. And as a cake collaboration manager, enjoy the process. I know it's stressful, I know it's a lot to do, but enjoy it. Enjoy the visual, enjoy the countdown, the buzz of this is coming out. Enjoy that because it's really, really rewarding. And for that, with that, my friends, that's what I leave you today. Try to find the good and the happy in everything we do. Try to be inspired by everything that we do. And get out of your comfort zone and try the K collaborations. I really, really, highly, highly recommend it. And with this, I leave you today, as I always leave you. My friends, stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you next episode. Thanks so much for being here and thanks so much for listening.